Oi boys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are chatting 2025 best 17s, and we're going to kick off this series with the history making. One could even say an all-time worst in the NRL era, the back-to-back wooden spooners Wests Tigers. With one spot left in their top 30 squad, we may as well go ahead and do them first. Now, looking at the Tigers in 2024, yes, they finished dead last year again, but I think it was still a pretty decent season for them, as faded as that may sound. First of all, they did unearth plenty of young talent, got them plenty of valuable reps that could potentially pay dividends heading into this new season. We're talking Lockie Galvin coming out and looking like one of the hottest prospects in the league, Samuela Fainu for Nuopole, even someone like a Justin Matamor, and a Luke Laulili'i, who may not make my best 17 heading into the new season, but did show plenty of potential. Their record was 6 wins and 18 losses. I don't think it's all doom and gloom though. Like I said, they showed plenty of promise, they showed a bit of attacking flair, they showed a bit of grit in those very few wins that they did get. I'd be pretty excited heading into this new season if I'm a Tigers fan, as a lot of those losses came down to poor discipline, which can be coached out of a team. They've got some pretty decent talent coming in. Looking at the transfers, first of all, they do say goodbye to Asuka Power to the Panthers, Isaiah Papali'i to the Panthers, Aiden Caesar back to the Super League, Jake Simpkin to Manly, Junior Tupou to the Dolphins, and Stefano Utuikamanu to the Melbourne Storm. Looking at who they've got coming in, Jerome Luai from the Panthers along with Sonia Turuva, both in my opinion coming off career best performances. Jerome Luai really showing just how deep his playmaking game is, showed everyone that he's not just a one-trick pony and that he actually has a diverse kicking game. Other notable first graders, they have Royce Hunt coming in, Jackie Bird, more experience, and one of the young power wingers, Jarrell Skelton from the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. As for how I think they'd line up, in my 17 at fullback I've got Jareem Buller. Speaking of the unearthed young talent, Jareem Buller is one of them. After a bit of a breakout season a couple of years ago, he did have a somewhat quiet 2024, but he's still my number one for the Tigers. As for the rest of the back five, on the left side we've got new recruit Sonia Turuva, not your typical modern day winger in terms of size, but he does punch above his weight. At left center I've got new recruit Jack Bird, who's a bit of a hybrid, can play center, back row or lock. This other center spot is pretty tricky because there are around 3 or 4 players in contention. At my best 17 though, I think I'm going to throw in, if fully fit, the super experienced Justin Olam, who, let's be honest, hasn't been the greatest at the Tigers, but I think he'll do a job. Other players in contention, Stafford To'a, who showed plenty of potential against many opposition. Remember that time when he washed Holmes? Hasn't really reached those types of heights since then. Charlie Staines, who's been one of their most improved, you can even throw in the centers. Why I bring his name up is because on the wing, I'm going to go the powerhouse route and take Jarrell Skelton over the speed option in Charlie Staines. If Skelton can fine-tune his defense, man, he's going to be a problem in the league. In the halves, of course, I've got, at 6, Lockie Galvin, the future of West Tigers, and partnering him, the 4-time Premiership winner, Jerome Luai. I can't wait to see these two play together, and it'll be interesting to see just how much of an impact Luai will have, not only on the Tigers as a whole, but to Lockie Galvin as well. In my front row, I've got veteran Dave Clemmer, along with Api Koroisau at hooker, and starting in the 10, new recruit Terrell May. Now on paper, that spine's kind of insane. You have 2 veterans in Koroisau and Luai paired off 2 young guns that could potentially be superstars in our game. Now if I've learned anything about watching the NRL over the years, it's that a great team on paper doesn't always pan out on the field, a la the 2017 Warriors, who had the bloody Kiwi spine in their team. Granted, there were injuries that year, they were still pretty average. The Roosters come to mind over the last few years. They've been pretty average at best given the talent they've got on paper. It makes this new looking Tiger spine one to keep an eye on heading into the new season. Like I said, it's exciting times still. Just keep your expectations fairly low. As for the rest of the 17 in the back row, left side I've got Samuela Fainu. Basically I want him on the side that Lockie Galvin's playing, as they've formed a pretty decent little combo. On the right side, English import Johnny Bateman, and at lock for Nuopole, who had somewhat of a breakout season. I'd say he was pretty solid for most of the year whenever he did start at lock. Now onto the bench, it does get a little tricky. I was tossing up between Talon Da Silva and Latu Fainu, and I think Latu Fainu had a pretty good 2024 whenever he did get some game time, especially coming off the pine as a bit of spark, so I've got him over Da Silva. 15, I've got Alex Seyfarth, a bit of a loose cannon, but I do like his impact off the bench at times. 16, Alex Twal, the fan favorite out of Wests. And to wrap up our best 17, Royce Hunt. If he can capture that, what was a mid-season form where he was just carving up for Cronulla through the middle, he'll be huge for the Tigers this season. By the way, my bench setup is like 14 back row and then 2 props. And that about wraps up my best 17 for West's Tigers heading into 2025. Let me know your thoughts and your best 17 in the comment section down below if you do have one. We will be doing every single team leading into the new season. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to run and share that like button, and for more rugby league related content or more content in general, go ahead and drop your boy a cheeky sub. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later.